'cause all we need is tonight. Feed the flame to the candle till all I see are those eyes. Didn't think you'd come my way so soon again, but I'll savor every second for if I don't see you again. You've been driving round my head, driving round my heart. You're pulling me in just to drive me crazy. Driving round my head, driving round my heart. You're pulling me in just to drive me crazy again. Drive me crazy again. Don't need your promises or words that you can't keep. Baby, I've already fallen far too deep. You don't need to know just how much you move me. Let me swim in those eyes one more time and we'll keep drinking. You've been driving round my head, driving round my heart. You're pulling me in just to drive me crazy. Driving round my head, driving round my heart. You're pulling me in just to drive me crazy again. Drive me crazy again. Drive me crazy again. Your smell's still on my pillow. It's been there for days. And I'll play it cool while those fires blaze. I still leave my phone on until about 3 a.m. 'Cause I love you every second until you leave me again. You've been driving round my head, driving round my heart. You're pulling me in just to drive me crazy. Driving round my head, driving round my heart. You're pulling me in just to drive me crazy again. Drive me crazy again. So that was Crazy Again, and that's one of my newer ones. I thought I'd just say like a few things about writing it, because in a lot of my videos I'm doing that now, just talking a bit about songwriting as well. So I wrote the chorus like ages ago. Driving round my head, driving round my heart. You're pulling me in just to drive me crazy. Driving. I loved it. It kind of flowed quite quickly. I just love that metaphor of like driving. So driving around my head, driving around my heart, and that was kind of like inspired by sometimes I'm like thinking about someone a lot, and then other times it's, you know, you wake up in the night or something after a dream, and then you kind of feel like you miss someone, I guess. So that's why I put together like this idea of someone who's kind of driving you crazy, and you're thinking about them all the time, and you're waking up and you're remembering the feelings you had when you were with them and stuff. Again, like a lot of my songs, this is kind of a mixture of reality and not reality. So like you're pulling me in just to drive me crazy again. Like it's not actually from a real example, but it's something I've heard from so many friends anyway, where like you're on and off with someone for so long and someone keeps pulling you back in just to hurt you and drive you crazy again. So it's that kind of idea. And that's actually where that's what inspired the kind of subject of the song. But like to start with, it was quite funny because I was kind of playing the chords and I really couldn't think of a way to start the song in the first verse. But I realised it sounded a lot like Save Tonight by Eagle Eye Cherry. So I just thought, oh, well, I'll try out the first line of that just to play around, and I'll see if I can make something up instead of it, which is, you know, the original is garden clothes, the curtains, 'cause all we need is candlelight. So anyway, I was like, okay, well, go on and close the curtains, 'cause all we need. And then it did literally start to flow. And once it started to flow, I was like, well, I can't replace the first line now. So I kind of feel like it's kind of like a nod to that song, which I love. I really love that song. Gone and close the curtains, 'cause all we need is tonight. It's kind of like, and then the next line came quite quickly, which is feed the flame to the candle. And I really like when I came up with this line. For some reason, I was like, I absolutely love this line. Till all I see are those eyes, because I feel like with those two lines, what I really like is that it's introducing this idea that all we need is tonight. So it's obviously, not obviously, but like it's to do with, at least in my mind, close the curtains, all we need is tonight. There's an idea of an early stage of a relationship or something like that. Feed the flame to the candle till I see those eyes. And then what kind of came to mind was, didn't think you'd come my way so soon again. And that's really when it switched for me, because I love the romanticism of the first two lines and the idea that it's an early relationship. And then I didn't think you'd come my way so soon again. It's a bit sad, but it's kind of like, okay, so this is like kind of a fling almost, but the first two lines are so tender. Feed the flame to the candles till I see those eyes. And that's where it gave me the inspiration. So I decided around that point the subject of the song was going to be about two people who had kind of like friends with benefits kind of thing. But one person's feeling a lot stronger than the other person. Obviously, it being me in this song, but it's kind of a made-up situation. So I didn't think you'd come my way so soon again. I'll savor every second, for if I don't see you again. So I'm basically saying, this is a kind of on and off kind of just hookup thing, but I love it myself, so I'm just going to savor every second. Driving around my head, and then it starts to make more sense. Driving around my heart, you're pulling me in just to drive me crazy again. So it's saying, you drive me crazy, you keep pulling me in, you drive me crazy. So the next song, it's kind of, don't need your promises or words that you can't keep. Baby, I've already fallen far too deep. I guess there's kind of a lot packed in there, but on a personal note, I don't really like people to promise me anything, because I don't think there are many promises that people can definitely keep. So I just think, what's the point? So that's where that came from. And then people say don't tell promises you can't keep, and I kind of just liked the play on not the play on words. I liked playing with the words that you can't keep, because that doesn't actually make sense, but it's just playing with words, basically saying don't make any promises. You don't need to, because I've already fallen for you, and because there's this idea that things are like, it's this passionate friend. I can't think of the word. It's not friends with benefits I'm trying to say, but it's like that kind of hooking up thing. So it's basically saying like, you don't need to say these things like to get me feeling anything, because I've already fallen for you. And then there's this idea of like, you don't need to know just how much you move me. Just let me swim in those eyes, and we'll keep on drinking. Like I kind of feel that when I sing that bit. Like it's almost like I'm not saying it to that person. I'm saying it to them but I'm not actually saying it to them. Like I want to say it, but I'm not. Like it's kind of almost like this thing of like, okay, I'm accepting that this isn't going to go beyond just a bit of fun. So you don't need to know how much I care. But if you just let me keep looking in those eyes, let's just keep drinking and let's have fun. So it's almost like it's creating this feeling scape of this tension of me, let's say, describing that I care a lot for this person, but I'm going to keep that under wraps so that we can just have fun, because that's better than nothing. And the chorus. So then the final verse. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this verse. Can't say I'm like amazingly happy, but just one thing to note in terms of guitar and vocals, I really like nowadays trying to tie in the melody of the vocals with the guitar sometimes. You've been driving round my head, driving round my head, driving. So I start with the A minor 7. Now I'm just putting the index finger on. Driving round my head, driving round my head, and on the C it's the same thing. Driving round my heart, you're driving round my head, driving round my heart. So it's just that one note, but it really kind of mixes nicely and subtly in with the. So it's not going driving round my head, driving round my heart, which I could do, but that's just a bit too. Blah. It's nice to have like just a tiny little flavour. So driving round my head, driving round my heart, you're pulling me in just to drive me crazy, crazy again. So those are two little things. So in the final verse, I say, your smell's still on my pillow. It's been there 4 days. Yeah, I mean, I've experienced that before, definitely. I'm sure a lot of people have. Someone you care about, you can kind of still smell the perfume that they wear or whatever. And then the next thing is just kind of like that idea that like you're waking up, you can smell them and you really miss them, and you feel like this fire inside. It's like that kind of pain. But just playing it cool. I'm just gonna not whatever, try and call them or tell them how you feel. Been on my pillow, it's been there 4 days. I'll play it cool while those fires blaze. So that's just the fire. I feel a bit of burning in my chest sometimes when I miss someone. And then I mean, yeah, this is kind of, I'm sure, like at least at uni, myself, I know a lot of other people. You know, if there's someone you kind of like and you know, you guys have had a few calls or texts at like late at night, you know, and then you leave your phone on just in case they're gonna say, hey, come over or something. Still leave my phone on till about 3 a.m. And then the final line is pretty sad, but someone I shared this with, they really liked it. They said they could connect with it. I'd love you every second until you leave me again. Driving around my head. And then that thing, I kind of like that as a hook, which just lets the listener know that it's going. So I do that every time before going into the chorus. And so that's it really. It's just, so I started with the chorus, and then fortunately Save Tonight came in and saved me with starting the song. And then as it flowed, the subject became more and more clear. So it's not like I started off really wanting something. There were a couple of lyrics I really liked, and then the subject seemed to define itself, and I just needed to tinker it every now and then. So that's, I can't remember what I said the name of the song was. Drive Me Crazy or something like that. But yeah, if you like it, please do leave a like on this video and comment. Let me know what you think, and feel free to just subscribe. Cheers.